Part 1. The Long Sleep. The lights came on slowly, one by one, in the depths beneath Earth's surface. For 868,000 years, the machines had waited in darkness. Now something had changed. The radiation levels above ground had finally dropped to safe levels. Ancient computers began their wake-up sequence. Deep in Sanctuary 7, the largest of humanity's underground shelters, Daijung opened his eyes. The cryopod hissed as warm air flooded in. His body felt strange, like it belonged to someone else. For a moment he couldn't remember where he was or why. Then the memories came rushing back. The dying sun, the radiation wave, the choice to sleep and hope for tomorrow. He climbed out of the pod and looked around. The chamber stretched far into the darkness, filled with thousands of other pods. Most of them were dark. His heart sank. How many had survived? He pressed a button on the wall panel. Red lights blinked across the massive room. Failed pods. Thousands of them. Status report, he said, his voice rough from centuries of silence. A computer voice answered. Sanctuary 7 wake-up protocol active. 347,821 survivors confirmed across all sanctuaries. Total human population before hibernation, 50 million. Survival rate less than 1%. Daijung felt the weight of those numbers crush down on him. 50 million people had gone to sleep, hoping to wake up to a new world. Only 347,821 made it. He was a colonel once, trained to handle loss. But this was something different. This was the near death of his entire species. Other pods began opening around him. Men and women stumbled out, confused and frightened. Some were crying. Others just stood there staring at nothing. Daijung forced himself to stand straight. They needed someone to be strong. Listen to me, he called out. I know you're scared. I am too, but we're alive. We made it. That's what matters now. A woman walked toward him. She looked to be in her 40s with short black hair and intelligent eyes. She wore the white coat of a scientist. Her name tag read Hana. Colonel Daijung, she said. Do you remember me? I was the project director. I designed all of this. She gestured at the sanctuary around them. I remember, Daijung said. You promised us we would wake up to a clean Earth. Did it work? Hana pulled up a data screen from a nearby terminal. The radiation is gone. Earth's surface should be habitable again. But there's something else. Something we didn't expect. She turned the screen toward him. The display showed space around Earth, but it wasn't empty like it should be. Hundreds of signals filled the screen. Energy signatures. Radio waves. Movement patterns. What am I looking at? Daijung asked. Ships, Hana said quietly. Stations. Satellites. And none of them are human. A young man joined them. He looked barely old enough to be out of school. His name tag said Taemin Engineering Corps. I've been running diagnostics, Taemin said, his voice shaking. Our deep space sensors are picking up massive structures out there. Cities in space. Some of them are bigger than Earth's moon. And the radio chatter, there are thousands of different signals, different languages, different technologies. Daijung felt his training kick in. First, secure your position. Second, gather information. Third, prepare for contact. Show me everything. I want to know what's out there. For the next 6 hours, the three of them studied the data. What they learned changed everything. While humanity slept, the galaxy had woken up. Or maybe it had always been awake and humans just never knew. Hundreds of alien civilizations filled the space around Earth. They had built an enormous network of trade routes, communication relays, and government stations. There's a pattern to it, Hana explained. All these civilizations seem to follow the same rules. Same technology limits, same territorial boundaries. It's like they're all part of one big system. A government? Daijung asked. More like an empire, Taemin said. I've been trying to decode some of the transmissions. There's an organization called the Galactic Council. They control everything. Every civilization has to register with them and follow their laws. And Earth? Daijung asked. Taemin pulled up another file. Earth is listed in their database. It says dead world, sterilized by radiation, no life detected. Quarantine zone. Do not approach. That entry is 600,000 years old. They think we're extinct, Hana said. Before anyone could respond, alarms began blaring throughout the sanctuary. Emergency lights flashed red. The computer voice spoke again. Warning. Unidentified vessel entering Earth orbit. Vessel size 3.2 kilometers. Energy signature detected. Multiple weapon systems active. Everyone in the chamber froze. Daejung ran to the nearest command station and pulled up the visual feed. A massive ship hung in space above Earth. It looked like nothing he had ever seen. Smooth organic curves mixed with hard metallic edges. Lights pulsed along its surface in patterns that hurt to look at. "They found us," Taemin whispered. "Of course they did," Hana said. "We just activated every system in this sanctuary. Power readings, heat signatures, electronic signals. We basically sent up a flare that said humans are awake." The ship began broadcasting. The signal came through every speaker in the sanctuary. It played in thousands of different sounds, none of them human languages. Then finally it switched to something the computers could translate. The translation was rough, but the meaning was clear. "Attention unregistered biological entities. You are in violation of Galactic Council quarantine protocols. This world is designated as uninhabitable. Your presence here is illegal. You have two options: submit to Council authority and prepare for processing, or remain silent and face sterilization. You have one Earth rotation to respond." The message repeated over and over. One day. They had one day to decide the fate of humanity. Daejung looked at Hana. "Can we fight them?" "With what?" Hana asked. "We just woke up. Most of our people are still confused and weak. We don't even know if our old weapons still work." "Then what do we do?" Hana stared at the screen showing the alien ship. "We talk to them," we explain. "We make them understand that we're not a threat." "And if they don't listen?" Daejung asked. Hana didn't answer. She didn't need to. They all knew what would happen. Humanity had survived 868,000 years of sleep. They had beaten impossible odds. But now, on their first day awake, they faced extinction all over again. Around them, more people were waking up. Families found each other. Friends embraced. Children cried for parents who hadn't survived. Nobody knew yet about the ship in orbit. Nobody knew that humanity's second chance at life might be over before it truly began. Daejung made a decision. "Get me everyone who's awake. Scientists, soldiers, engineers, everyone. We have one day to figure out how to save our species again." Part 2, First Contact. The command center buzzed with activity. Every person who could walk had gathered there, watching the alien ship through the sanctuary's cameras. Daejung stood at the main console, arms crossed, studying the massive vessel that hung in Earth's orbit like a dark promise. Beside him, Hana worked frantically at a communication terminal. Her fingers flew across the controls as she tried every frequency, every protocol, every method of contact she could think of. So far, nothing. The aliens weren't responding to their attempts at communication. "They're just watching us," said Hyunwoo, Hana's assistant. He was a thin man with nervous energy, constantly adjusting his glasses. "They've been in orbit for 6 hours. No movement. No additional signals, just waiting. They gave us a deadline," Daejung said. "They're letting us think about it. Decide if we want to surrender or fight." "We can't fight that," Taemin said, pointing at the screen. "That ship could destroy all our sanctuaries in minutes. Our weapons are 868,000 years old. We don't even know if they still work." A new voice spoke up. "Then we don't fight. We talk." Everyone turned. A woman stepped forward from the crowd. She was young, maybe 30, with confident eyes. Her name tag identified her as Yuna, a linguist and cultural expert. "I've been analyzing their message," Yuna continued. "The way they structured it tells us something. They didn't just attack. They gave us a choice. That means they have rules, procedures. If they follow rules, we can negotiate." Hana looked up from her terminal. She's right. The message mentioned something called the Galactic Council. From what we've decoded from their signals, it's a governing body. Bureaucratic. If they're bureaucratic, they care about protocol. "So we follow their protocol," Daejung said. We respond. "We tell them who we are. And then what?" Hyunwoo asked. "They just accept us? Welcome humanity into their galaxy with open arms?" "No," Yuna said. "They'll investigate us, study us, decide what to do with us based on their laws and regulations. We need to be ready for that." For the next 4 hours, they prepared. Hana and her team compiled everything they could about human history, technology, and culture. Yuna crafted a message that would explain humanity's situation without making them seem too threatening or too weak. Daejung organized the military personnel, just in case talking didn't work. Finally, they were ready. Hana took a deep breath and sent the message. It went out on all frequencies, directed at the alien ship. Now they could only wait. The response came faster than expected. The alien ship's lights pulsed and a new transmission began. This time, the translation was clearer. Your response has been received and analyzed. A contact team will arrive at your location within 1 Earth hour. Prepare for inspection. Any hostile action will result in immediate sterilization. They're coming down here, Taiman said, his voice tight with fear. Good, Daejung said. Let them come. We'll show them we're not afraid. But he was afraid. They all were. Exactly 1 hour later, a smaller craft detached from the main ship and descended through Earth's atmosphere. It landed on the surface above the sanctuary, in what used to be a city park. Now it was just bare rock and dead soil. The landing party consisted of 6 aliens. They looked nothing like humans. They stood on 4 legs instead of 2, with elongated bodies covered in smooth gray skin. Their heads were dome-shaped with multiple eyes arranged in a circle. When they moved, they glided rather than walked. Through a translator device, one of them spoke. I am Vok, Senior Inspector of the Galactic Council Enforcement Division. You will answer our questions. You will provide access to all your technology and records. Resistance is not permitted. The meeting took place in one of the sanctuary's upper chambers. Daejung, Hana, Yuna, and Hyunwoo represented humanity. The aliens brought scanning equipment and recording devices. Vok's questions were direct and cold. How long have you been here? Why was this world not registered? What is your technological classification? What weapons do you possess? Hana explained everything. The radiation wave, the hibernation, the long sleep, the awakening. She showed them the records, the technology, the desperate plan that had saved what remained of humanity. The aliens listened without emotion. They scanned everything. They took samples. They examined the cryopods and the power systems. Finally, Vok spoke again. Your situation is unusual. The Galactic Council has no protocols for awakened civilizations. You are an anomaly. What does that mean for us? Yuna asked carefully. It means the Council must decide your fate. Until then, you will remain here under quarantine. You will not leave this world. You will not develop any new weapons. You will not attempt to contact any other species. Council observers will remain in orbit to ensure compliance. You're making us prisoners, Daejung said, his voice hard. We are ensuring galactic stability, Vok replied. Your species developed rapidly before your hibernation. According to our analysis, you achieved space travel, nuclear power, and quantum computing in less than 500 years. This is abnormal. Most civilizations take 50,000 years or more to reach such levels. Is that a crime? Hana asked. It is a warning sign. Throughout galactic history, rapid development has led to instability, chaos, war. The Council exists to prevent such chaos. You will be studied, evaluated. If you are deemed safe, you will be integrated into galactic civilization under strict oversight. If not, Vok didn't finish the sentence. The meeting continued for hours. The aliens cataloged everything they could about humanity. Every piece of technology, every weapon, every system. When they found the old military databases in the sanctuary's computers, they became very interested. These weapon designs, Vok said, pointing to schematics on the screen. They are forbidden. The Council banned such technologies 200,000 years ago. You possess knowledge of mass acceleration weapons, antimatter containment, and quantum disruption fields. Where did you acquire this information? We invented it, Taiman said quietly. Before we went to sleep. We were trying to defend ourselves. The aliens exchanged looks that might have been concern or might have been something else entirely. It was hard to tell with their alien features. This confirms our concerns, Vok said. You are a chaos species. Your development is too rapid, too uncontrolled. The Council will almost certainly mandate complete technological restriction. You will be allowed only basic tools. Your weapons will be destroyed. Your knowledge will be sealed. No, Daejung said, stepping forward. You can't do that. We can and we will, Vok replied. It is Council law. We won't let you, Daejung said. The aliens all turned to look at him. Vok's multiple eyes focused on the colonel. You would resist with what? Your ancient weapons? Your small population? You cannot win. Daejung smiled, and it wasn't a friendly smile. Maybe. But here's something about humans you should know. We don't surrender easily. We slept for 868,000 years waiting for a chance to live. We're not going to let you take that away. Colonel, Hana said urgently. Don't do anything stupid, but it was too late. Daejung had already made his choice. He pulled out a small device from his pocket. It was an emergency communicator, linked directly to the sanctuary's defense systems. "What are you doing?" Vok demanded. "Showing you that we're not as helpless as you think," Daejung said. He pressed the button. Deep beneath the sanctuary, ancient systems came to life. Defense grids that had slept as long as humanity awakened. Power flowed through circuits that hadn't felt electricity in nearly 1,000,000 years. And then something happened that shocked every alien in Earth's orbit. A pulse of energy erupted from the sanctuary. It wasn't destructive. It didn't harm anything. But every alien ship in orbit suddenly went dark. Power systems failed. Engines shut down. Communication arrays went silent. The massive ship that had threatened humanity hung in space, completely dead. In the chamber, emergency lights flickered on. Vok and the other aliens stared at their now useless equipment. "What have you done?" Vok demanded. Daejung's smile widened. "That's an electromagnetic pulse generator, designed to disable enemy ships without destroying them. It's one of those forbidden technologies you mentioned. Turns out it still works just fine. You have made a grave mistake," Vok said. "The Council will view this as an act of war." "Then tell the Council something for me," Daejung said. "Humanity is awake, and we're not going quietly." Part 3. The galaxy takes notice. The alien ships remained dark in orbit for 6 hours before their backup systems finally came online. By then, the entire galaxy knew what had happened. A dead species had awakened. A primitive world had disabled Galactic Council ships. The news spread through 1,000 worlds in minutes. In Sanctuary 7, Daejung watched the situation unfold on the monitors. Hana stood beside him, her face tight with worry. "You've started a war we can't win," she said quietly. "I've bought us time," Daejung replied, "and respect. They'll think twice before trying to push us around again, or they'll send a fleet large enough to destroy us completely." Before Daejung could respond, Tai Min rushed into the command center. "You need to see this. The communication channels are going crazy. Hundreds of alien species are talking about us. Some are scared. Some are angry. But some are impressed." He pulled up a translation feed on the main screen. Messages scrolled past in dozens of languages, all discussing Earth and its unexpected defensive action. One message caught Daejung's attention. It came from a species called the Kelmar, from something called the Frontier Zones. The message was simple and direct. "Humans of Earth, your actions have been noted. The Galactic Council grows weak. It enforces peace through fear, not strength. We of the Frontier respect power. We would speak with you. Respond if you value freedom." "Who are the Kelmar?" Hana asked. Yuna, who had been studying the alien databases they'd captured from Vok's team, looked up. "According to this, they're a military species from the edge of Council space. They don't follow Council laws. They've been fighting for independence for the last 1,000 years. So they're rebels," Hyunwoo said, "and they want us to join them." "Maybe," Yuna replied. "Or maybe they just want to use us." Another message arrived, this one from the Galactic Council itself. It was formal and cold. "Species designation. Human. You are summoned to appear before the Galactic Council at Nexus Prime. You will explain your actions. You will submit to judgment. Failure to appear will be considered an admission of hostile intent. A Council transport will arrive in 3 Earth days." "They want us to go to them," Hana said. "That's actually good news. It means they're not planning to destroy us immediately. Or they want us off Earth so they can study us more easily," Daejung countered. Over the next 3 days, humanity prepared. They selected a delegation to send to Nexus Prime. Hana insisted on going, as did Yuna. Daejung wanted to go too, but his military council convinced him he was needed on Earth to organize their defenses. Instead, they chose Jiwoo, a former ambassador who had been in cryosleep. He was older, diplomatic, and had experience negotiating with difficult personalities. If anyone could navigate alien politics, it was him. "Remember," Daejung told Jiwoo before he left, "you're not there to beg. You're there to establish that we're equals. We deserve respect." Jiwoo nodded. "I understand. But Colonel, I need you to understand something too. If I can make peace with the Council, we take it. Pride isn't worth extinction." The Council transport arrived on schedule. It was smaller than the enforcement ship, but no less impressive. Jiwoo, Hana, and Yuna boarded with a small support team. The journey to Nexus Prime would take 5 days. While they were gone, Jung focused on Earth's defense. Taemin and his engineering teams worked day and night to reactivate the old satellite network that circled Earth. Most of the satellites were dead, but some still functioned. Slowly, a defensive grid began to take shape. "These satellites are incredible," Taemin said, showing Daejung the schematics. "They use technology the Council banned. Directed energy weapons, kinetic bombardment systems, electronic warfare suites. If we can get even half of them working, we'll have a real defense system." But Daejung knew it wouldn't be enough. Not against a full Council fleet. They needed allies, or at least they needed the Council to see them as too valuable to destroy. On the 5th day, the delegation reached Nexus Prime. When Hana first saw it through the transport's viewport, she couldn't believe her eyes. The station was enormous beyond comprehension. It orbited a neutron star, using the star's energy to power itself. The structure stretched for hundreds of kilometers in every direction. Thousands of ships came and went constantly. It was a city in space, home to millions of beings from thousands of species. "Welcome to the center of galactic civilization," their pilot said. It was a different alien than Vok, smaller and friendlier. "Try not to look too impressed. It encourages them." They docked at a diplomatic bay and were escorted through the station by armed guards. Everywhere they looked, they saw aliens. Some walked on legs, others floated. Still others seemed to move through methods that defied understanding. The diversity was overwhelming. Finally, they reached the Council chamber. It was a massive circular room with seating for thousands of delegates. At the center sat 13 figures, each representing the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy. These were the High Council, the ones who made the laws everyone else followed. Jiwoo, Hana, and Yuna were brought to a small platform in the center of the room. Above them, thousands of alien eyes watched. The humans stood straight, refusing to show fear. One of the High Council members spoke. This one called itself Judge Vothran. It looked like a floating crystal, pulsing with internal light. When it spoke, its voice echoed through the chamber. "Humans of Earth, you stand accused of violating quarantine protocols, possessing forbidden technology, and attacking Council enforcement vessels. How do you answer these charges?" Jiwoo stepped forward. "We answer by asking a question of our own. How can we violate laws we never agreed to follow? How can we be criminals when we were never part of your system?" A murmur went through the assembled delegates. Apparently no one had questioned Council authority so directly before. "You exist within Council space," Vothran replied. "Therefore you follow Council law. This is not negotiable." "Then your laws are unjust," Hana said, speaking up. "You would punish us for surviving, for protecting ourselves, for refusing to surrender everything we are to a government we never chose." "Your survival is not the issue," another Council member said. This one looked like a massive insect. "The issue is your nature. You are a chaos species. Your development is dangerously fast. Your technology is unstable. Throughout galactic history, species like yours have caused immense suffering. The Council exists to prevent such chaos." Yuna stepped forward now. "Then let me tell you about chaos. For 68,000 years, we slept in darkness while the galaxy moved on without us. We woke to find ourselves prisoners in our own home, threatened with destruction for the crime of existing. If there's chaos here, we didn't create it. We're just trying to survive it. Survival requires sacrifice," Vothran said. "You must surrender your forbidden technologies. You must accept Council oversight. You must integrate into galactic society under our terms. This is the price of peace. And if we refuse?" Jiwoo asked. "Then you will be eliminated. For the safety of all other species." The chamber fell silent. This was the moment, the choice that would determine humanity's future. Jiwoo looked at Hana and Yuna. They nodded. They'd discussed this possibility. They knew what to do. "The Council offers us slavery or death," Jiwoo said loudly, making sure his voice carried through the chamber. "But we propose a third option. Grant us status as an independent observer civilization. We will not join the Council, but we will not oppose it either. We will explore uncharted space, mediate disputes, and share knowledge. In exchange, we maintain our sovereignty and our right to defend ourselves." "Impossible," the Insect Council member said. "No species has ever been granted such status." "Then let us be the first," Hana said. "Or prove to the galaxy that the Council's peace is built on oppression, not justice." Judge Vothran pulsed brightly, a sign of what might have been anger or might have been thoughtfulness. When it spoke again, its voice was different, curious. You are bold for such a small, weak species. Bold or foolish? Perhaps both. I will make you an offer. Prove your worth to the Council. Show us that humanity can contribute to galactic civilization without causing chaos. Do this and we will consider your proposal. What kind of proof? Yuna asked. The Shattered Zone, Vothran said. For 50 years, a region of space has been experiencing dangerous anomalies. Hundreds of colonies are trapped there. Council scientists have failed to solve the problem. If humans can succeed where we have failed, it would demonstrate that your rapid development produces useful results, not just weapons and chaos. Jiwoo didn't hesitate. We accept. Give us access to your data on the Shattered Zone. We'll find your solution. As they were escorted from the chamber, Hana whispered to Jiwoo, Do you really think we can solve this? I have no idea, Jiwoo admitted. But it's better than the alternatives. Part 4. The Human Choice. The data on the Shattered Zone filled 3 entire servers. 50 years of observations, experiments, and failed solutions. Taemin spent 2 days just reading through the summaries before he even began to understand the scope of the problem. It's like space itself is broken there, he explained to the others in the command center. Ships that enter the zone just disappear or get torn apart. Or displaced in time. The Council's best scientists have tried everything. Nothing works. Then how are we supposed to solve it? Hyunwoo asked. By thinking differently than they do, Hana said. She pointed at the data scrolling across the screens. Look at their approaches. They're all conservative, careful. They try one thing at a time, wait for results, then try something else. They think like a bureaucracy. And we should think like what? Taemin asked. Like humans, Daejung said, walking into the room. Like people who are used to taking risks because we've got nothing to lose. News of the mission had spread through all the sanctuaries. Everyone knew what was at stake. If they failed, the Council would never accept them as equals. If they succeeded, humanity might finally have a future among the stars. Jiwoo had returned from Nexus Prime with more than just the mission. He'd also brought back intelligence on the political situation. The Council was more divided than it appeared. Some members wanted to destroy humanity immediately. Others were curious about what this awakened species might achieve. And a few, like Judge Vothran, seemed to want humanity to succeed, though no one knew exactly why. Vothran gave me a private message before we left, Jiwoo told Daejung. It said the Council grows stagnant. New perspectives are valuable. Don't waste this chance. So we have at least one ally, Daejung said. Maybe. Or maybe Vothran is testing us for some other reason. We can't trust anyone fully. Meanwhile, a new problem emerged. The Kelmar, the frontier rebels who had sent that earlier message, sent another communication. This time it was more direct. Humans, we have watched your defiance of the Council. We approve, join us. Together we can break the Council's stranglehold on the galaxy. Refuse and we will take what we need from you by force. You have 5 days to decide. They want our technology, Hana said. Specifically, they want the electromagnetic pulse weapons. With those, they could disable Council fleets. Can we refuse them? Hyunwoo asked. Not easily, Daejung replied. They have ships. They have weapons. We're barely holding together as it is. Then we give them what they want, Yuna suggested. No, Hana said firmly. If we arm the Kelmar, we'll be responsible for whatever war they start. The Council will never forgive us. We'd be proving we're exactly the chaos species they think we are. But if we refuse, the Kelmar might attack us, Taemin pointed out. They were trapped between 2 powerful forces, each demanding humanity choose a side. It was exactly the situation Jiwoo had warned them about. The argument continued for hours, with the leadership split into factions. Some wanted to ally with the Kelmar and reject the Council's authority. Others insisted cooperation with the Council was humanity's only path to survival. A few suggested trying to play both sides, but everyone knew how dangerous that would be. Finally, Daejung made a decision. We focus on the Shattered Zone mission. We solve that problem first. Everything else can wait. If we prove ourselves to the Council, maybe they'll protect us from the Kelmar. If not, at least we'll have bought time to build better defenses. And what do we tell the Kelmar? Hyunwoo asked. We tell them we're considering their offer. We stall. We make promises without commitments. We do what humans have always done best. We improvise. Preparation for the Shattered Zone mission took a week. Taemin selected a team of engineers and scientists. Subin, A tactical officer who had been in cryosleep joined to handle the military aspects. The council provided them with a ship, but Taemin's team modified it extensively, adding human technology to the alien systems. This ship is a hybrid now, Taemin explained proudly. Council hull and engines, but human sensors and shields. It can do things no pure council ship can do. Will it be enough? Subin asked. We're about to find out. The journey to the shattered zone took 3 days. As they approached, the space around them began to look wrong. Sensors gave conflicting readings. Stars appeared in places they shouldn't be. The ship's computers kept crashing and restarting. We're not even in the anomaly field yet, Taemin said, checking the readings. This is just the edge effect. The council reports say no ship has ever made it deeper than 10 kilometers into the zone, Hyunwoo said, studying the data. After that, they lose all contact. Then we'll be the first, Subin said with more confidence than she felt. They crossed the boundary into the shattered zone. Immediately, everything changed. The ship lurched sideways, though no force was acting on it. Time seemed to stutter. One moment they were moving forward. The next they had somehow jumped several kilometers to the left. This is wrong, Taemin muttered, working frantically at his console. Space isn't supposed to do this. It's like the laws of physics are breaking down. Or being broken, Hana said. She had insisted on coming along despite the danger. What if this isn't natural? What if something is causing these anomalies? They pushed deeper into the zone. The distortions grew worse. Several times the ship nearly tore itself apart. Only the human modifications to the shields kept them intact. After 6 hours of careful navigation, they reached the center of the anomaly field. What they found there shocked them all. Floating in space was a structure. It was massive, ancient, and clearly artificial, but it was damaged, with huge sections torn away or flickering with unstable energy. As they watched, the structure pulsed and a wave of distortion rippled out from it. That's the source, Taemin said. That structure is creating the anomalies. It's a machine, Hana said, studying the scans. A defense system, I think. But it's malfunctioning. Every time it pulses, it tears at the fabric of space around it. Can we shut it down? Subin asked. Maybe, but look at the design. It's protecting something. Hana pointed to the scans. Behind the defense structure was another structure, smaller but more intact. There's something in there. They maneuvered closer, dodging waves of distortion. Finally, they managed to establish a communication link with the inner structure. What came through wasn't a voice or a message. It was pure data flooding their computers. Taemin worked to make sense of it. It's an artificial intelligence. An ancient one. It's been here for millions of years. The defense system was built to protect it, but something damaged the defenses. Now the AI is trapped, and the malfunctioning defenses are destroying everything around it. What does it want? Subin asked. More data came through. This time Hana translated it. It wants us to help it. It says it was created to preserve knowledge. Its creators died out long ago. The council nearly destroyed it centuries ago when they were expanding. That's what damaged the defenses. Now it's just trying to survive. Can we trust it? Hyunwoo asked over the communication link from Earth. I don't know, Hana admitted, but it's offering us a deal. If we repair the defense system, it will share its knowledge with us. Technology from a civilization millions of years old. It could change everything. Or it could be a trap, Subin said. This AI could be dangerous. Maybe that's why the defenses are there. To keep it contained. Taemin looked at the data streaming across his screens. There's another option. We don't free it and we don't destroy it. We repair the containment but establish a communication channel. We can learn from it slowly, carefully, while keeping it safely contained. They sent the proposal to the AI. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then a response came. Acceptable. Repair the containment. Establish communication. I have waited millions of years. I can wait longer. But humans know this. I chose to contact you because you are young. The council is old and set in its ways. They fear change. You do not. That gives you possibility. The repairs took 2 days of dangerous work. Taemin and his team had to spacewalk through the distortion field, using their hybrid technology to stabilize the ancient systems. Several times they nearly lost people, but eventually the job was done. The defense system stabilized. The anomalies stopped. Space returned to normal. And for the first time in 50 years, the shattered zone was safe. When news reached the council, Shock rippled through Nexus Prime. A problem that had stumped them for decades, solved by humans in less than a week. Judge Vothran sent a message directly to Jiwoo. Well done. The Council will honor its agreement. Come to Nexus Prime, we have much to discuss. Part 5. The galaxy will never be the same. The Council chamber was fuller than it had been during humanity's first visit. Representatives from thousands of species had come to witness the judgment. Word of humanity's success in the Shattered Zone had spread quickly, and everyone wanted to see what the Council would do. Jiwoo, Hana, and Yuna stood in the center platform again. But this time they stood differently. Not as criminals or supplicants, but as people who had earned their place. Judge Vothran spoke first. Humans of Earth, you have accomplished what the Council could not. The Shattered Zone is stable. Hundreds of colonies are saved. This is a significant achievement. We did what we promised, Jiwoo said. Now the Council must do the same. Indeed, Vothran agreed. The Council has debated your proposal extensively. There is much disagreement, but a majority has been reached. The crystalline being pulsed brightly. Humanity is granted observer status. You will be independent but recognized. You may defend yourselves. You may explore uncharted space. You may trade and negotiate with other species. However, certain restrictions remain. You will not develop weapons of mass destruction. You will not interfere in Council politics. And you will accept periodic inspections to ensure compliance. We accept these terms, Jiwoo said. He had expected some restrictions. These were reasonable enough. However, another Council member spoke up. The insect-like one who had been hostile before. There are consequences to your actions. You have made enemies as well as friends. The Kelmar are displeased with your rejection of their alliance. They have declared you a target. The Council will not protect you from them. Your independence means you face such threats alone. We understand, Jiwoo replied. As they left the Council chamber, Hana whispered, That wasn't as bad as I feared. It's not over yet, Yuna warned. We've won recognition, but now we have to prove we can survive on our own. She was right. Within days of the Council's decision, the Kelmar made their move. 3 of their warships appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system. They sent a message directly to Daejung. Humans, you chose the Council over us. This is a mistake. We will take what we need from you. Surrender your weapons technology or we will take it by force. Daejung stood in the command center, studying the tactical display. Subin stood beside him, calculating possibilities. 3 warships, she said, each one bigger than anything we have. They could destroy our orbital defenses in minutes. Then we don't let them get that far, Daejung said. He activated the communication channel. Kelmar ships, this is Colonel Daejung of Earth Defense. You are not welcome here. Leave now or face the consequences. The Kelmar commander laughed. With what? Your primitive satellites? Your ancient weapons? We've studied your defenses. They are nothing. Have you? Daejung smiled. Then you know about our electromagnetic pulse weapons, the ones that disabled Council ships. What you don't know is that we've improved them. Taemin now. In orbit around Earth, 30 satellites activated simultaneously. They had been waiting, hidden among the debris and inactive units. Each one was equipped with the improved pulse generators that Taemin's team had developed. The combined pulse was 10 times stronger than the one they'd used against the Council. The Kelmar ships went dark instantly. Power systems failed. Weapons offline. Engines dead. They drifted helplessly in space. That's the consequence, Daejung said calmly. Leave our system. If you come back, we won't be so gentle. Using emergency thrusters, the Kelmar ships slowly retreated. They sent one final message. This is not over, humans. You have made powerful enemies today. Add them to the list, Daejung replied. News of the engagement spread even faster than the Shattered Zone success. A species that had been awake for less than 2 months had now defeated both Council enforcers and frontier warlords. Some species were impressed. Others were terrified. A few began to wonder if humanity might be valuable as an ally. Trade offers started arriving. Technology exchanges, defense pacts. It seemed everyone wanted a piece of the humans who could do impossible things. But not everyone was pleased. In the depths of space, in regions even the Council didn't fully control, ancient powers stirred. Powers that had been watching and waiting. Powers that saw humanity as either a threat or an opportunity. On Earth, The human population continued to grow as more sanctuaries were discovered and opened. The final count reached just over 1 million survivors. Not nearly as many as they'd hoped, but enough. Enough to rebuild. Enough to dream. Hana stood in what used to be called North America, looking at the sky. The stars were brighter now, without the pollution of the old world. Ships moved among those stars, human ships and alien ones, a sight that would have been impossible just months ago. Taman joined her, carrying a datapad. The AI from the Shattered Zone sent us something. A gift, it says. What kind of gift? Blueprints. For a new type of engine. It says with this we could travel faster than any ship in the galaxy. We could explore regions no one has ever seen. Hana took the datapad and studied it. The designs were beautiful, elegant, and far beyond anything humanity had created before. This is incredible, but dangerous. If we build this, we'll be even more of a threat in the Council's eyes. Maybe, Taman said, or maybe we'll be too valuable to threaten. Knowledge is power, right? And we're gathering a lot of knowledge very quickly. Across the planet, in the rebuilt command center, Daijung met with his military council. Subin presented the latest defensive plans. We have 40 satellites fully operational now, another 60 being repaired. Within a year, we could have a complete defense grid. But we need more than satellites. We need ships. Real warships. The council won't like that, one of the other officers said. The council will learn to live with it, Daijung replied. We proved we can defend ourselves. Now we need to prove we can project power, not to threaten anyone, but to make sure no one threatens us. At Nexus Prime, Judge Vothran met privately with several other council members. They discussed the human situation in hushed tones. They are adapting faster than any species in recorded history, one member said. In less than 1 galactic standard year, they have gone from sleeping primitives to a recognized power. Is this not what we hoped for? Vothran asked. New blood in the galaxy? Fresh perspectives? Or a new chaos, another member countered. They have already made enemies. They possess forbidden knowledge. They think differently than any species we have encountered. This could destabilize everything we have built. Or it could save us, Vothran said. The council has grown comfortable, stagnant. We solve problems the same way we have for thousands of years. The humans solved the Shattered Zone in days because they approached it differently. Perhaps that is what the galaxy needs. Different thinking. Or perhaps it is what will destroy us all. Back on Earth, Jiwoo called a meeting of all the sanctuary leaders. Representatives from every surviving human population gathered in the main hall of Sanctuary 7. The mood was cautiously optimistic. We've survived, Jiwoo began. Against incredible odds, we've not just survived but thrived. The Council recognizes us. We've defended ourselves against threats. We've gained allies and knowledge. But this is just the beginning. He activated a holographic display showing the Milky Way galaxy. Out there in all that space, there are 10,000 species. 10,000 different cultures, technologies, and ways of thinking. Some will be our friends. Some our enemies. Most will be somewhere in between. Our job now is to find our place among them. What do you propose? Hana asked. Exploration, diplomacy, trade, education. We learn everything we can about this galaxy we woke up to. We share what we know. We build relationships. We prove that humanity deserves to be here. And if someone tries to stop us, Daijung asked, then we remind them what happens when you underestimate humans, Jiwoo said with a slight smile. Yuna stood. There's something else we need to consider. The AI from the Shattered Zone isn't the only ancient power out there. According to the data we recovered, there are others. Sleeping civilizations, hidden technologies, mysteries even the Council doesn't understand. If we're going to explore, we need to be ready for what we might find. Then we prepare, Daijung said. We build, we learn, we grow stronger. The meeting continued for hours, planning humanity's future. They would establish diplomatic missions to friendly species, build trading relationships, start exploration programs, create schools to teach the next generation about their new galactic home. As the sun set on Earth for the first time in 868,000 years, bathing the planet in colors that no human had seen in nearly 1 million years, something fundamental had changed. Humanity wasn't just surviving anymore. They were beginning to thrive. In orbit, the first human-built starship was taking shape. It combined human innovation with alien materials and ancient knowledge from the AI. When complete, it would be unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Taemin watched its construction from the observation deck of the orbital station. Hana joined him. Do you think we'll make it? She asked. Really make it, I mean. Not just survive, but become something great? Taemin smiled. We slept for 868,000 years and woke up in a galaxy full of aliens who thought we were dead.